You're on the best of the Morning X. Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.
Ladies and gentlemen, in concert, number one on my top 5 list, and in my heart, Dido.
Dido.
Hey, Dido.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, Dido.
You're just blowing up.
I know, it's all gone mad.
It's all gone mad. Dido
The whole world's gone mad.
Dido's got Travis opening for her. Dido
Uh-huh.
and Travis, and a special guest, June 20th. You've gone from the Morning X set to the Variety Playhouse to the Roxy or whatever to Lakewood. I mean,
Absolutely.
Wow, I mean, Lakewood Amphitheater, that's quite a jump in venue size. Is that the normal kind of venue size you've been playing?
God, no, this is like this whole American tour is going to be the first time sort of doing those outdoor sheds. Well, I did Lilith Fair there, actually.
Right.
So that, on the B stage, so
Right,
it's going to be nice to be doing my own show.
That will be very nice.
Now, in England, are you playing this size venue?
No, in England, I'm sort of still one step behind just because the album only just came out at the beginning of this year. So, I'm playing in London tonight, sort of, in good venues, but nothing like the Lakewood Amphitheatre.
Yeah, the cool thing at Lilith Fair, I remember, Dido, was you were going to play the smaller side stage, but there was this huge rainstorm. And at the last minute, they said, well, you've got to play the main sage. We have to break down the side stage because of the storm. And
Exactly.
you got up there, and after, I think, the second or third song, you were getting standing ovations.
I don't think I've ever been so scared in my life. I think that was the 4th gig I'd ever done.
You were amazing.
And suddenly I was sort of standing there on the main stage. But that's why I'm so glad I'm playing there again, because then I said to my manager, well, at least I've played there before.
I mean, for a year ago, she played a free show at Borders Books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It's just so wild. That's a quick jump, and a lot of thanks to Eminem for getting your music really exposed.
The lovely boy.
No. And congratulations on getting engaged.
Thank you very much.
Dido's got it all just clicking.
And I guess your fiancé is like a regular dude. He's not like some showbiz freak, right?
No, he's a regular dude,
Right.
as you call him. No, he's certainly not a showbiz freak. I don't think I could marry a showbiz freak. That would be too... I wouldn't want my whole life to be showbiz.
Hey, were you disappointed at all that you weren't asked to perform on the Grammys with Eminem when they asked Elton John to do Thank You with Eminem?
Not really, because I felt like I'd sort of performed the song enough with Eminem. Do you know what I mean? I really enjoyed the performances we did, but I preferred doing the actual shows, with the fans, and there's always quite an amazing vibe, And when he told me he was going to do it with Elton John, I just was so excited to hear that Elton was going to actually sing my bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
to me, that's just extraordinary.
It's one thing to not do it. It's another thing to be replaced by Elton. That's
Well,
not
that's
the
the thing.
worst
If I was
thing.
being replaced by someone rubbish, then I'd be like, oi.
Right. No.
But when there's someone who's like the best sort of, singer, songwriter person singing it, it's completely different.
Hey, Dido, how has your life changed? Because now, obviously, internationally, the record is selling, and it's sold millions and millions here. You're getting recognized a lot, I'm sure. How have things changed?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but I haven't really changed my life that much to the sort of worry of everyone around me. I still sort of go tramping off to the supermarket and do all that, and but it's fine. You just get the odd person knocking on the door and like journalists outside your house and stuff, but basically it's fine. It's always worse in England just because the tabloid press are so notorious for being everywhere.
It's got to be weird that your music shows up not only on TV shows as themes, in the background of TV shows. I was at the dentist yesterday. It pops up on the dentist overhead speaker. I mean,
that's success.
Fantastic. I've made it.
You've made it when you're in the dentist office, because
when
when you're there. People are getting drilled and they hear, I want to thank you for giving me the best.
Fantastic.
A lot of people like to get drilled listening to your music.
Well, that's lovely.
Now, you were saying how your life hasn't changed a whole lot, but I'm guessing your travel accommodations and nicer hotels, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And there's fruit plates absolutely everywhere I go.
What's the nicest hotel you've been in?
What's the nicest hotel? Actually, one of the nicest hotels I've been in was that really nice one in Atlanta.
The Swiss?
No, there was this really... Where did I stay?
The Ritz?
Four Seasons?
Yes, there you go.
The Four Seasons?
Ritz?
It was the first time I think I'd ever stayed in a really nice hotel.
No,
and I think it was when I came to see you guys, and they put me in this really nice hotel, and finally I was like, I'm getting treated properly.
That was the Live X, I think you did.
Way back
possibly,
when.
Yeah.
Really? What about internationally? What's the most beautiful place you've
I
stayed
think
in?
the best one is the one in Paris. There's this hotel called the George V in Paris, and it's just amazing. It's like there must be like £20,000 worth of flowers every morning just around the hotel, and just unbelievable. Just little petals strewn in places,
and which
it's like amazing hotel.
And which airline has the nicest first class?
Well, I prefer American because the beds go flat and it's just simple, and they're just, you just get on and you go to sleep, and that's that.
American Airlines.
It's not complicated. The seats don't swivel; they just go back.
See, I keep hearing Virgin Airlines first class.
Oh, I hear that is
unbelievable.
unreal. You get massages and all kind of crap.
Yeah, I've never managed to wangle my way onto Virgin.
We need to wangle over there.
I can't believe Richard Branson hasn't invited you to be first class on Virgin.
Really?
Well, the only two times I've ever flown Virgin, Richard Branson was on the plane both times, so I've now under this really false impression that he's just always on the plane.
Yeah.
Just to show off.
Just get on, because he always comes up and says hello to everyone, and it's happened both times I flew Virgin.
Hey, what artists have you met recently that just, have just become huge Dido fans?
God, I don't know. I mean, I meet people all the time, but you never really know whether they're sort of, big fans or not. Everyone's very cool. But I've met some really good people. Usually the people that I become good friends with are the people that support me or, on tours, because you get to know them really well, and you have in England at the moment, I'm being supported by this guy called Tom McRae, who's been to a good friend, and he's fantastic.
Now, let me ask you about the future Mr. Dido there, because, you'd mentioned he's just a regular dude, and he's not a showbiz freak. And
the future Mr. Dido. I'm going to tell him that's going to be his name.
Oh, that will be his name, whether he knows it or not. I'm sure he doesn't. But, I have a theory that in general, show folk needs to stay with show folk, because it's very, you get people who are not in show business with people in show business, and it can be a catastrophe. So have you guys had to have talks about, because your career is not a normal career. He's marrying into a very unusual situation here.
I know, but I think he's spotted that by now. I mean, we've been together for like 6 or 7 years, and I think he's realised what I do by now.
Yeah, that's good.
And he's seen the worst of it, do you know what I mean? And I'm not really a great showbiz party. I never really go to any of those sort of awards things or showbiz parties or that and the other, so it's not like I'm living it the whole time. It's just, I go off and I go on tour, and I love doing that, and I come back and I have a lovely time at home.
I'll tell you what's interesting about you, Dido. May I call you Dido?
Yeah, they have to call me Mr. Dido.
Mr. Dido. It sounds like a children's cartoon, Mr. Dido.
But that's always my name in hotels, because they always think I'm a man for some reason.
Now, when you
with my name, so I always turn up and I'll call down to room service, and they're like, "Hello, Mr. Dido," and it's like, for heaven's sake.
Now, oddly enough, I don't know if you're aware of this, but do you know that you are the only woman? You're allowed to. You stay at the Barnes Resort, and you're
Mansion.
At the Barnes Mansion,
Yeah,
and you're the only woman. I guess you and Barnes' wife have a good relationship.
See, she's brilliant.
So you have to figure it out, Jimmy.
Cool. Barnes is a very lucky guy, I think.
Very lucky.
Yes, he is.
Very
He's
lucky.
done well.
If you put Dido at number 1, I get no flack. So long as I leave her at number 1, I get no grief from the wife.
I don't understand how does a guy finagle that he gets to have his number 1 stay at the house, and the wife approves.
I don't know, but what does
Very
finagle
carefully.
mean?
Finagle, how does he
Dido. How do I
manage it?
as a married man, how do I have someone like you on my number 1 and have, hang out with you and stuff like? It's all kosher. And Dido's getting married now, so everything's all safe.
Yes, it's all lovely and
It's
happy.
all good.
You're on the best of the Morning X. Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.